Fear of storms is a very common phobia in children, but for one family in Verona, the worst fears came true after a tornado ripped through their neighborhood. Dave Caulfield is here now with their emotional story and what parents should know about dealing with this fear. It's very common, Dave.
Oh, absolutely. I used to be afraid of storms, and now I'm in my position, so it can go a lot of ways.
It's a hopeful message.
Yeah, exactly. So it can get better. But Owen Davis was 7 years old when an EF3 tornado destroyed part of his home and elementary school. While the physical rebuilding took months, it's taken years to learn how to calm the storm inside him. What comes to your mind when I say June 17th?
Tornadoes. In this neighborhood, a lot of damage. Bad weather.
When you see some of the damage in Verona, it's hard to believe.
Owen Davis used to dream of being a storm chaser. 4 years ago,
I got woken up and I was downstairs and I had no idea what was going on.
That dream became a nightmare when a tornado moved through his house in the middle of the night.
The power went out and then we got really scared. It was just over really fast.
Owen's dad went upstairs to check on the house while Mom Shannon stayed with the kids in the basement. When Dad came back,
and you could tell he was already in shock. He said, "It's gone." And I said, "What's gone?" He said, "The garage, everything's gone."
The garage roof landed in the backyard. Tree limbs skewered the siding of the home. Their car with 19 miles on it ruined. Owen stayed at his grandparents' that night and didn't see the damage until the next day.
I actually came home that day, but we couldn't go near it, so I just saw it and I was like, oh no. Now I realize what actually happened, so I was just like in astonishment.
The following months were filled with cleanup and construction. Owen helped out in any way he could.
Everybody was kind of sad and stuff, so I kind of went around and tried to make people have a better mood and lighten up.
For a while, Owen was doing great, but the following summer, the trauma he experienced took its toll.
Well, I would always be constantly checking the weather app when I got a phone at first, and I'd be just like always looking out at the sky.
He was just like paralyzed almost. You know, he wanted to stay in the basement and didn't want to come out. You know, he didn't want to hear the sirens. And he'd be telling us about tornado warnings states away, like in Kansas or, you know, in Iowa. "Mom, there's a tornado warning in Iowa."
And I didn't really like notice it, but everybody said I was just really nervous. And so then I was like, what do I do? And then I noticed there was a storm. And so like I just like realized what I was doing. I was like, oh crap, I am nervous.
After some initial hesitation, Owen started going to therapy to talk about his storm-induced anxiety. Owen was finally making progress, but he suffered a major setback last fall when his house was struck by lightning, undoing months of hard work.
So then we had to go through it kind of all over again, which probably is why we were struggling.
Sometimes it can just get in the way of them being able to function.
Britt Kuhlman, a child and family therapist at SSM Health, works to help children through the stress of storms and to change their way of thinking about thunder and tornadoes.
The negative outcome in their head is a lot bigger than the real outcome. So that the fact that their brain is exaggerating the possibility of something bad happening.
Owen's breakthrough came when his doctor suggested he redefine the question, what if?
He's like, but what if? That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen. It just means it could happen, but probably won't. It's probably never going to be as bad as it was, and I'm probably going to be fine.
Another thing that helps Owen is distracting himself when bad weather hits. Since the lightning strike, he's picked up the kendama, a Japanese skill toy to get him through stormy times. Owen still checks his phone sometimes, but with the support of his family, friends, and doctor, he is conquering his anxiety. He has this message for those battling through a similar situation.
If it gets really bad, then you should talk to somebody about it and try and get some help.
Now, Britt Kuhlman with SSM Health says having a severe weather plan is important, but you should also have a coping plan for your kids. So if storms happen in the middle of the night, what's the game plan? Map that out ahead of time. Also, acknowledge this kind of fear, but don't let storm anxiety deter your children from normal activities. That might help create a sense of normalcy during severe weather. Now, if your child refuses to do normal activities when a storm rolls in, or they can't seem to do anything else but worry, that's when you should talk to your doctor. Now, if you need help starting a conversation about this kind of stress, anxiety in general, or any other mental health related topic, we have resources up on our Time to Talk page. Just visit channel3000.com/Time time for kids 4 more. Just an incredible story of, trying to get through everything that life and Mother Nature rolls at you, and it's great that he's doing better.
He is a very impressive young man, and he will help a lot of other people by being brave and talking about this. What